Monique, why is she canceled? And then I know Tyler wouldn't support that. He never told nobody not to work with her. When I talked to him, he was like, I never told no one not to work with her. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with her.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I never looked at it like that. Because I said, you just got to consider how strong your influence is at that point.
When you see a black woman up here, baby, we jumped hurdles to get here. We fought all the obstacles. Yes. Getting paid less than. And we do it with grace. We do it with grace because if we speak up too much, we're considered angry. I'm trying to give you lessons here.
So 50 Cent just shook up the industry again after he spilled the tea about how Oprah and Steve Harvey allegedly used Nia Long to blackball Taraji P Henson's career. 50 has never been scared to tell the truth how he sees it, and he didn't hold back this time either. He's exposing Oprah and Steve Harvey for attacking not just Taraji, but also other black female actresses who don't suck up to them and do whatever they're asked to do. And get this, every time they go after an actress they don't like, they allegedly use one of their lapdogs. With Taraji, they use Nia Long, which is why it's not surprising that the two of them have never gotten along. So did Taraji's career really get blackballed because she refused to kiss Oprah and Steve Harvey's behinds? And what does Nia Long have to do with all this?
Damn it.
Oh my God.
But I want these two beautiful women to be proud. And I want you to hold on to this moment because oftentimes when black people get to tell our stories, we are tampered with. They don't let us tell the stories. They come in and they interject and it's like, but that's not our culture. So I'm telling you this. This is rare, baby. I'm hoping that this work that we're doing is going to change things. But I'm just so happy to be alive to see that all the fighting and fussing and crying is paying off. It's paying off.
Oscar, you said it.
See, during the press tour for Oprah's remake of The Color Purple, which Taraji starred in, she made many shocking comments that left people wondering what was really going on between her and Oprah. She talked about how she was offered very low pay and how she and her castmates weren't treated properly. This caused serious backlash for Oprah, and it's believed that it contributed to the movie flopping at the box office. At the time, many people thought the beef between Oprah and Taraji was just because of The Color Purple. But it would turn out that it goes way deeper than that. Taraji recently dropped a bombshell about how certain big figures have had their eyes on her for a long time, and they've been secretly plotting to take her down because they know she's never going to bow to their wishes. Taraji spilled the tea about how Nia Long was used as a tool to blackball her career, all because she stood up for herself. Ever wonder how Nia somehow managed to make so many enemies throughout her career? Well, apparently it's because she would make life difficult for everyone on set, and nobody could call her out because she would just run crying to her Hollywood protectors, aka Oprah and Steve Harvey, who will blackball your career for disrespecting their princess. Taraji had one of these experiences with Nia Long when they both ended up on the set of the hit series Empire. Let's just say putting them both on the same set was a disaster. When Nia Long and Taraji had to come together to shoot some episodes during season 3 of Empire, Nia came to the set with her shoulders high and her nose in the air. Nobody could tell her what to do, and she tried to kick Taraji aside and take her place as the star of the show. For context, Nia landed the role of Luscious Lyon's ex, a ruthless queenpin named Juliana, who had a serious beef with Taraji's character, Cookie. But rather than just do her job and go home, Nia wanted everyone on set to worship her. She was always showing up late for her scenes, and it got to the point that the producers had to use stand-ins so Taraji and Terrence Howard could rehearse their lines. When she finally showed up, Nia would take forever with the hair and makeup guys because she wanted things done exactly how she liked. Not only that, but she would also allegedly be rude and disrespectful to the crew members who were just trying to do their jobs.
We open doors for brown girls to be exactly who we are, and that's beautifully complicated. And so it's been a blessing and a curse because here's what I do know. Nia Long knows her light. Nia Long knows her makeup. Nia Long knows her hair. And you probably can't talk me into something else unless you show me. If you want to call that difficult, then sorry.
At some point, the hair and makeup crew were so fed up with her antics that they launched a formal complaint against her, which was the only time they complained about any actor on set. Mind you, the cast was filled with stars like Taraji, Demi Moore, Kelly Rowland, Alicia Keys, and even Naomi Campbell. So, the fact that nobody else had issues except Madam Nia Long was truly crazy. News about her behavior on set quickly spread, but nobody could ever really do anything about it because she had strong supporters like Oprah and Steve Harvey, who would unleash their fury on anyone who went against her. However, things eventually came to a head one day when Nia arrived on set later than usual, and one of the actors straight up asked her why she was always late. Nia was not expecting the confrontation because she was used to having her by this point, and she went ballistic on the actor. Everyone was trying to get Nia to calm down and let the day's work move on, but Taraji wasn't having it. She stepped in, but she wasn't about to allow Nia to get away with making everyone feel terrible on set. Taraji knows what it's like to be treated unfairly as a younger, less-known actor, so she was always fiercely protective of the people she worked with because she wanted to protect them so they wouldn't feel the same way she did back in the day. In her book Around the Way Girl, she talks about her experiences as an extra on Malcolm X and other movies, and trust me, it wasn't pretty. She and other extras were told they couldn't get certain privileges or that some treatments were reserved for the SAG actors and bigger stars. So they basically had to take whatever was dished out to them, and they couldn't complain. So Taraji always ensured that whoever worked with her was treated well. And you can see this even in how she cared for her co-stars on The Color Purple. At some point, Taraji had to personally fight the show's producers to give all the actresses cars and security. In an interview with the New York Times, she said, "So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon." They're like, "Well, if we do it for you, we got to do it for everybody." Well, do it for everybody. It's stuff like that, stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that wasn't infested with bugs. So when Nia came with that nasty attitude, trying to frustrate people who were just trying to do their jobs, Taraji wasn't having it. She made sure to remind Nia that she was the star of the show, and Nia acting rude to other people on set wasn't going to work. According to reports, Nia was super mad at this and flat out refused to shoot scenes with Taraji because of her bruised ego. But guess what? It didn't end there. Nia allegedly took the matter to Oprah and painted Taraji as a villain, even though she was the one who first stirred the pot. After this incident, Oprah and Nia allegedly plotted to blackball Taraji's career. During the press tour for The Color Purple, Taraji talked about how every time she hit a new career milestone, the industry treated it like a fluke, like something that was not meant to happen. And the next time she wanted to negotiate her pay, she had to start from scratch like she wasn't one of the best actresses in the game.
It's breaking my heart. Like 20 plus in the game, it breaks my heart. It's like every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it as a fluke. Like, that was like some one-time thing. So you fall back to the bottom and you gotta negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
According to Taraji, the last time she saw a pay increase was in Proud Mary. If you've seen that movie, then you know it should have made her part of the top 5% earners in Hollywood. In fact, there's no single role Taraji has played where she didn't put her back and soul into it and deliver a spectacular performance. Sadly, that never seemed to translate to her paycheck. According to her, the most insulting moment of all was when she was approached for her role in The Color Purple with a deal that quite frankly felt like an insult. It was so bad that Taraji almost didn't take the role.
They almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what? If I don't take a stand, How am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia?
In an interview with Gayle King, Taraji broke down in tears as she explained that she was this close to leaving the movie industry entirely because she wasn't getting result for the work she put in. It wasn't until much later that Taraji realized that Oprah had played a huge role in lowballing her all these years because of some beef she wasn't even aware of. You can see the moment during the press tour when Taraji clocked this tea, because it was almost like she couldn't even stand being physically close to Oprah. Sadly, this isn't the first time Oprah has done something like this to an actress just because they stood up to her. We all know the history between Oprah and Monique and how Oprah blackballed Monique's career because she refused to go on an unpaid work trip. Interestingly, Steve Harvey is always there to support Oprah in things like this. For example, when Monique appeared on his show and called him out for not supporting her when Oprah and Tyler Perry were bullying her, Steve told her that she should have sucked up to them.
We out here in a game. This the money game. This ain't the black man's game. This ain't the white man's game. This is the money game.
But
we in the money game. And you cannot
sacrifice
yourself. The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. You cannot help them.
We're in the money game, but let me tell you what the game is before the money game.
Like this.
Before the money game, it's called the integrity game. And we've lost the integrity worrying about the money.
But Mo,
wait a minute.
If I crumble, my children crumble, my grandchildren crumble. I cannot, for the sake of my integrity, stand up here and let everybody that's counting on me crumble so I can make a statement. There are ways to win the war in a different way.
Steve Harvey has a history of using his platform to reinforce harmful stereotypes about black people, and many people have called him out for it, especially Cat Williams. So it didn't surprise Taraji one bit when she learned that Oprah had enlisted Steve Harvey's help to ruin her career. In all this, the one person who is never afraid to stand up to these guys is 50 Cent. When Monique was getting into it with Oprah and nobody wanted to work with her, he helped her get her career back on track by giving her a platform and asking people to support her work. He didn't disappoint when it came to Taraji either. After it became clear that Taraji was being targeted by certain people in the industry, 50 jumped in and offered to work with her and pay her what she deserved. 50 dragged Taraji's team for dropping the ball when it came to representing her interests, offering to help her correct course. He pointed out the fact that he made Mary J. Blige one of the highest paid actresses in Hollywood after starring her in his Power series. 50 wasn't lying because she got paid $400,000 per episode, and he was willing to do the same for Taraji whenever she was ready. And y'all know one thing 50 will do is stand on business. If he says he'll do it, then he will. But what are your thoughts about this drama? Do you think Taraji is doing too much? Sound off in the comments below. And as always, stick around for more juicy videos like this.